I want to get Dennis Phillips on the phone right now because next Wednesday we could be dealing with another hurricane on the west coast of Florida. Are you freaking kidding me? What the? I mean, it's the week before Thanksgiving. You know what? Fester, I'm going to let you point this out because you said that Dennis made a claim on this show a month ago, right?
After Milton, we kind of jokingly asked him, hey, are we done for the season? And he pointed out we're not even close to being done.
Yeah, if you think I'm going to leave all Dennis's digits, all the touch tones up so you can figure out the number, you're dreaming. I'm not. I brought down the last 4.
I think, Dennis communicates with people on Facebook. He probably wouldn't even care if half the world had his phone number.
No,
he gets back to people.
He doesn't want his cell phone out.
I know, but my point is he's really good at doing the one-on-one communication with people.
I think he picked up. Dennis, are you there?
I'm here.
We're talking about you.
I was just saying, Dennis, that when I called you, I brought down the audio for the last 4 digits so people can't figure out your personal cell number from the touch tone noises, okay?
But they can figure out your Facebook inbox and send you a gazillion messages there. Like
yeah, and, there are no secrets in this world we live in anymore. You know this. I mean, everybody knows where I live. I mean, I've always been transparent about that just at Christmas time, so it's like, whatever.
All right, so let's talk about Christmas. Folks, I mean, really, are we going to potentially have a hurricane west coast of Florida a week before Thanksgiving next week? And let's start it off with the Christmas decorations, because I heard you say last night that you've put your Christmas decoration assembly or
holding pattern.
You have not put the Christmas decorations out yet. They're in a holding pattern, but then you said don't read into it that it means we're gonna get a hurricane. All right, Dennis, where the heck are we here? Today is the 13th of November. A week from today is the 20th of November, the week before Thanksgiving. And what is going on with Invest 99L that could turn into Sarah?
You asked me like 5 questions. I have one at a time. First of all,
that really was confusing. Yes,
Christmas. I'm on my way to 5 schools. Today's a Great American Teach-In, so I just dropped off my daughter from school, and now I'm on my way to Lila Davis and all these other schools, and I literally stayed up all night because
No, hold on, Dennis. I'm doing Great American Teach-In next Wednesday, so I guess are there different dates?
I thought it was November 21st.
Now I think Pinellas maybe is this week. I hope it's the right date.
Hold on, Dennis. I think the teach-in is next Wednesday.
No, they do different.
They do.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Pretty sure Pinellas is today because I've got 5 of them lined up for today.
All right.
But anyway, the answer to your first question is yes. My Christmas decorations are in a holding pattern. That doesn't mean I haven't put them out. It means I've stopped putting them out, and I am contemplating at what point do I take them back in. We are not there yet.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it is quite an endeavor. So I'm I mean, look, what do you say? I kept, way back when I kept thinking, geez, this is kind of like 2004, when we had 4 storms come really close to the Bay Area, and I'm thinking, all right, we've had Debbie, we've had Helene, we've had Milton. I mean, add another 4th to it, and that 4th is probably going to be Sarah.
Hold on. Did you say Sarah?
Sarah.
Storm brewing in her eyes. Yeah.
Dennis, the freaking lyric is the storm is brewing in your eyes.
True story. Yeah, I actually sang it on the news yesterday at 5 o'clock. And, of course, Lauren St. Germain, who's, merely a child, had not even heard the song. Yeah.
Dennis, did you tell Lauren what's her
Saint Germain?
LSG. I just call her LSG. That's what we call her.
Did you tell LSG that Sarah was a song done by Starship that also brought us incredible songs like
We Built This City?
Yeah, my favorite is the one from Mannequin, though.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's gonna stop us now.
Yes, one of AFI's top 5 films of all time.
Yeah, the movie was horrible, but the song is awesome.
Oh, man. I love Grace Slick. I just love, the voice and the solo of Grace Slick. You know what, Dennis? Let's listen here. All right, that's enough. All right, so Dennis, let's get back over to potentially Sarah.
All right, so it's a week away, and at this point, it's pretty shocking how much agreement there is in the modeling. I keep waiting, and I say this just because our experience tells us this. Most of the models have been so good this year on these hurricanes. Helene, Milton, Raphael, the GFS was a Florida landfall, but a lot of the others, the Euro had it going west away, which it did. And you're not normally expecting a week out for there to be so much agreement. Normally, you have them all over the place. Like a plot of spaghetti on your plate. And all models point to Florida. I mean, they just do. And the timing is the middle of next week. Now, Florida is a big state. Are we talking South Florida? Are we talking our area? Are we talking the Panhandle? I mean, all of which is still on the table. But, yeah, I mean, unless this thing goes into Central America and dies out, and, there is a slight chance that'll happen. I mean, I think the chance is probably lower now than it was a couple of days ago, and the models were hinting at it a little bit more. But I think what's going to happen is this thing's just going to sit in the Caribbean for about 5 days. There's a big high in the Gulf, and it's blocking it from coming north. And eventually that high is going to move out, and when it does, you're looking at this storm, whatever's left of it, is going to go into the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually it's going to come to Florida. I mean, I think it is. The question will be how strong is it going to be, and that really depends on how long it stays over the Yucatan. It's going to go at some point. It will more than likely go over the Yucatan, and that's going to cause it to weaken somewhat, and then it's going to start to accelerate toward Florida. If it happens to take a track just east of the Yucatan, like Cancun, and then starts coming northeast, looking at another big hurricane hitting Florida in the middle of next week.
Oh, geez. Now, the Gulf is a little cooler as it approaches Florida, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because what it's going to be doing, it's going to be we got a big cold front coming next week. On the flip side, we got really cold weather coming in next Friday and Saturday. When I see really cold, I mean, I'm talking highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s and 30s. I mean, we have a massive area of cold weather coming in. But what happens is before that front comes in, you get just screaming southwest winds out ahead of it. So whatever this is, wherever it is, it's going to start to accelerate really fast. So I don't think it's going to have enough time to weaken that much anyway. I think the shear will probably elongate it a little bit and, maybe spread it out as opposed to kind of a typical hurricane that we're used to seeing. It's going to be one of those more egg-shaped like ones.
Right.
But, I mean, 7 days out for me to be here on the radio saying, yeah, I think a storm's going to hit Florida, it's pretty rare because usually we don't feel confident until, 3 days before, maybe 4 days before.
But you think it's going to hit Florida. It's just a matter of where.
Right now, that's the thought. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm like, oh, look, it went in Central America. Or, oh, look, something happening.
All right, so, Dennis, which model has been the best this season? Which was it? The AI, the
Euro AI.
Right,
yeah, the Euro AI.
Okay. So what is the Euro AI? Where is the Euro AI putting this storm right now?
Okay, I have not looked at the 0Z run. The 12Z run had it actually as a weaker storm and going a little more north, kind of getting absorbed by that front that I talked about. That would be our best case scenario. Because if that happens, it would be kind of like a winter cold front kind of a thing coming through with a blast of wind and rain and whatnot. But I don't know if the latest 0Z is showing that. I do know the 0Z Euro, the actual Euro, the deterministic, the single run has a hurricane. I mean, look, individual runs are kind of pointless 7 days out. They really are. But I mean, you're asking. The Euro's got it. Fort Myers, the GFS had it about the same.
All right, so Dennis,
I mean, again,
I'm looking at Tropical Tidbits right now, and
they don't have the Euro AI on the top.
Yeah, they don't have that one, but the GEPS that has the 00 Zulu has it like more into Big Bend. If I close that one up and I go to let's say the ensembles, the GEFS tracks, and whatever the hell this is.
Yeah, it's a GFS. It's a GFS ensemble.
Yeah, that has it more like Naples, it looks like.
Yeah, the GFS has trended a little more south and a little
Right.
stronger.
But then if I bring up, remember we've talked about this Oklahoma State University, this this master's candidate that has this great website now. And if I go there, let me see if he's updated. If I go there, I select 99L, which is the investigation name right now, and then I click on his new interactive ensemble viewer, which like has hundreds of spaghetti strands. Let me let this populate. And he's got the 00 Zulu, and that line he has that line right through the Tampa Bay area.
Well, the Euro brings it pretty close to Tampa.
Yeah.
It does. If I come to a red light, I can look at the AI coming up here in a minute. Yeah. I mean, look, it's 7 days out. It's 7 days out. I mean, if I were to ask you at the beginning of the hurricane season, hey, do you think the hurricane forecast is going to be accurate a week in advance? What would you say?
Yes,
No.
absolutely not. Right.
Exactly. No way. So, in fact, the way that I always say this, and it's twisted, and this year it hasn't really played out this way, but 9 times out of 10, if the Hurricane Center has a track over you in 5 days, you figure you're okay because there's no way it's going to be where it's predicted in 5 days.
You know, the reason why I'm saying this, because I'm looking at this experimental, the multi-model ensemble from this PhD candidate, this guy, Tomer Berg from Oklahoma State University. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is during Milton, if you remember, his model had it pretty much days out, had it going into Bonita Springs. So, you know, I'm looking at his model now coming right across like MacDill Air Force Base.
Yeah, but his is kind of a consensus.
All right.
It's like a blend. You know, it's not a model per se. It's just taking all of them and being like, oh, okay, well, let's average them all together. And by the way, I hate to say this, but sometimes that's exactly what you do. It's called a blend. It's a fancy way of saying we just put them together and kind of average them out. And here I'm pulled into the Einstein parking lot here, so I'm gonna hold on.
Oh yeah,
So
put your spectacle in like the Einstein's logo.
Yeah. Hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and call up the site that I subscribe to that has the Euro AI.
This is great. I mean, this is amazing. So Denis has pulled off the road. He's on the way to the Great American Teach-In in Pinellas. He's pulled off into an Einstein Bagels parking lot to go check the Euro AI model for us. I love this. This is fantastic. Live on the fly.
Yeah, that's a sad commentary about what we're doing right now.
So Denis, let me ask you: at the Great American Teach-In, do you wear the hoodie or do you wear the suspenders?
No, you know what? I wear neither. I have my ABC Action News polo shirt on.
There you go.
And my kind of lame khakis. It's just kind of my speaking thing.
Hey.
I was going to wear the suspenders, but it's too hot.
You know, I heard there were some Halloween trick-or-treaters who were dressed as Denis Phillips. You know you're big time when that happens.
There were a lot. It was crazy.
Right? That's awesome.
They come to his house dressed as Denis Phillips.
They do. I mean, it was nuts.
Are you on the AI model yet for the Zula run, the 00?
I'm on the app, and let me call up the current one. There it is, and hit Central.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Let's see. So, yeah. Add. Okay, here we go. It definitely keeps it weaker than the other models do, which is a good thing. Let me see where it actually brings it in. It takes a second to load. All right, so on there, and then it goes on Friday, Saturday. It takes it into the Yucatan. Sunday, it's into the Yucatan. Monday, oh wow, it's really dying out.
Oh, so this run has it dying out?
Yeah, it has it. It has it as the exact same thing that it did yesterday. It has it getting absorbed as a remnant low by that front that comes in next Wednesday. So yeah, the Euro AI is, it's one model. It actually has it kind of going into the Panhandle as a very weak system, like we're talking a depression being absorbed by a front. So the Euro AI it's the one model I run. Boy, talk about a coup. I'm going to take this off speaker now. Talk about a coup if this would be accurate, because pretty much every other model is, turning this into a decent hurricane.
When you say decent, like a Cat 2?
Yeah, I would not be. Some of the models have it in the Caribbean as a Cat 4.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But it's really super warm water down there, and I'll be honest, that's absolutely a possibility. But then it's going to go north, and it's going to run into some shear and some cooler water, as you said, and it inevitably will weaken. But the problem with the GFS is showing, and the actual Euro itself, it's going to not be over that water very long because it's going to be picking up its forward speed. So it's not going to have a ton of time to weaken. And they're keeping it just off the Yucatan, like Cancun. So it won't really cross the Yucatan very much at all. So, but anyway, what I was saying is, so the Euro AI is really, as far as I'm seeing, one of the only models that is keeping this over the Yucatan so long that it really doesn't get very strong after crossing it, and it's kind of absorbed as a remnant low at that front that's coming in, bringing in the cold air at the end of next week. So,
All right, so Dennis, this is Wednesday. Do you think we ought to speak to you tomorrow, Friday, or should we wait until Monday to speak to you? What are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think people are already there's a thirst for information. I didn't go to bed last night. I literally stayed up all night, and now I'm on my way to this thing. So I got to sleep at some point.
Are you going to fall asleep during the Great American Teach-In?
The kids probably will, but
No.
I don't know. I think it's worth checking in, but I would strongly say tomorrow is the day I'm sleeping in. So it might be more like the 9 o'clock hour.
All right. Or, all right, we'll play it by ear. Hey, while we have you on the phone, because this is Hurricane Milton related, did you see the numbers? Did you see the projected repair bill for Tropicana Field?
Yeah, like $50 or $60 million, $56 million or something like that.
$55,724,982.
Very specific.
That is a very specific
Wow.
estimate. Absolutely.
To the dollar.
Oh,
And you know what's tough about that is, man, I don't envy them making that decision because you're throwing that into something that you're only going to be there for 2 years.
well, that's the
Yeah.
question. I mean, do you dump $55.5 million into something that you're going to freaking bulldoze in 2.5 years?
And where do they play
Yeah.
for 2 years?
And keep in mind
When,
that
and when will they have it
listen,
repaired?
let me give you the numbers. First, though, I'll answer your question. So what they're saying is that there is no way in hell that the Rays are going to play at the Trop this upcoming season. So the 25 season coming up in spring training. Obviously, they'll be in the normal facility.
Early April.
But the end of March, early April, whenever the season opens up with the home, there is no way the Rays are playing at Tropicana Field for the entire 2025 season come the spring. So they have to find a replacement for that. What they're saying is if they spend the $55 million, Dennis, that they can have the Rays back in for the 26 season. So what? You play 26, 27, then you knock the place down because their new stadium is supposed to be ready for 28.
That's a tough sell, man. That's a tough sell.
It is.
So they're going to be repairing the stadium and building the new stadium at the same time?
All right, let me give you the breakdown. Dennis, how far out from the school are you?
I don't even know where I am, man. I can't look at my Google Maps anymore, so I'm kind of lost. So I got time.
Let him go, MJ.
Well,
he has to look
yeah,
at his
he's
Google
gotta
Maps.
figure this
Dennis,
out.
He's not the sports reporter.
Dennis, I better let you go then, okay?
All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
I have fun at the
Bye.
teacher.
Just because the roof blew off during a hurricane doesn't mean it's his coverage now.
All right,
going
so
forward.
I don't need to keep him on the phone. That was my rationale.
Yeah, I know. It's not Dennis's problem
I-
because it happened during storm season.
Well, listen,
no.
people love Dennis Phillips.
Who
I'm
doesn't?
going to be honest. Our ratings go up when Dennis Phillips on the
It's
air.
true.
All right? I'm just.
I thought that today. I'm like, great. I'm tuning in. What do you have to say, Dennis?
So listen, Dennis will be with us whenever I need Dennis. We'll have Dennis, keeping track of this. I just hope that Euro AI model is accurate and it kind of fizzles out. Because I mean, do we really need that crap a week before Thanksgiving? Thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Go ahead and click, share, subscribe, all this stuff.